Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back together again. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a ranking of all 6 Secret Invasion episodes because the finale just came out yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started ranking all 6 episodes of Secret Invasion. So once again, I thought this was a good episode. You know, the best thing about this episode was the banter between, well, not the banter, but the interactions between Talos and Nick Fury, and little side quests that they had. And you know, the tone of this show still was great. My biggest issue with it is that it just kind of felt flimsy, and that it's like you did this little side quest, didn't really mean anything implication for the rest of the MCU, and then you kill off Gaia, and there was like rumors that like this isn't Gaia, this is someone else, which was not confirmed true. Like, how could you think that? Like, you're thinking too deep into that. Besides that, I think it's one of my least favorite episodes of the show, though. This one I thought was like, it was good. It kind of just it once again just got shorter by the length, and I'm like, this is at least better. It had some fun action in the end. I thought that the way that Talos's death was a little bit underwhelming, because it's like you just stab him and then he just falls to the ground and then dies, and Nick Fury doesn't even bother to like go and get him and try to heal him. Kind of weird stuff. Overall, I thought it was a good episode, but just kind of flimsy. I honestly don't even remember much of the episode. I think the stuff with him and his wife was great. Other than that, not much else that I really enjoyed or loved. So I think what I loved about this episode is that, you know, it kind of had a flimsy stuff of, you know, big superpowered people fighting each other, too short of a runtime. But I think what this episode did really well is, you know, just kind of doing that conflict, kind of closing things out, kind of start setting up this new Civil War event for the MCU. Even though I'm not the biggest fan, I'm excited to see that it's going to be probably spanned out through a bunch of other MCU projects. I'm interested to see where things are going. It's kind of underwhelming, but I did like the finale of this episode of this show. Now, this was an episode where I was like, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of the 3rd or 4th episode, but then you get the 5th episode, and honestly, this was one of the episodes where I was like, yeah, I'm back in. This was a nice setup for the finale, even though the finale was not the best. It, like, had this big twist turn where the Skrulls turn on Gravik, and they start fighting him and trying to kill him, and then he kills his own people, and I'm like, this was crazy. All the little interactions between that, even the fight out scene between Gaia and Vara, I think was great, and just kind of the fact that like you learn that Gravik was sent in to pick up this DNA of Avengers blood from the Endgame battle. Like, that was so interesting, though it did not. I don't know if it really paid off in the finale. Overall, it actually had some interesting things and some interesting stuff that I thought worked. Now, this is an episode where I was like, this is actually really good. I mean, you get the little interactions with Nick Fury and Talos on the train, where Nick Fury is talking about the good old days, which reminds me of that elevator sequence between Captain America and Nick Fury in Winter Soldier, where they're like talking about the old days, and then you realize literally all the Skrulls have been on Earth for many years. And it's so crazy. It's a big cliffhanger. It's like, and then you get some really gory action, some like very cool action type stuff in this episode. Some very gory action where you actually get someone's finger cut off, revealed to be a Skrull. Very interesting stuff. Just overall, like, it did something kind of different. And at the same time, it did leave me with some questions, and then the big cliffhanger with Nick Fury having a wife that is a Skrull. Now, of course, most of these Disney Plus series, I tend to always like the first episode, and there's no exception that the first episode is the best episode of this series. And what I really loved about it is that you start from the very beginning, and it sets up what this show is. As you have Everett Ross, where it sets up like, what if things aren't the way it is? What if people are pretending to be somebody else? And it sets up this whole secret invasion with Skrulls, and you find out that, wait, Ross was a Skrull? So like during the Black Panther films or something like that, we don't know how long. And, you know, setting up the tension with Nick Fury and Maria Hill and Talos, and finding out Soren is dead. Emilia Clarke is Talos' daughter. And a nice introduction to Gravik, and then killing off Maria Hill, which I was just so shocked, and then just kind of having a little bit of fun action. Like, it was such a great introduction, and I kind of wish the whole show could have been like that. So, honestly, I really enjoyed the first episode, even though I enjoyed all the other episodes. The whole mix of it together was kind of good, but even though I have issues with this show, I kind of have to ignore them, because I still like the premise of this show. So that is my ranking of all the Secret Invasion episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All our social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.